Hey guys, what's up there? Welcome to United Chokro, and look who's back with me. My friend Avi is back, and Avi, first of all, how are you feeling?
I'm well, Devi. I was not keeping well for a month or so, but finally I'm back. Very happy to be back here. Was not able to watch all the games because the games were quite late over here in India, so was not able to watch all the games. But yes, I did make sure I watch all the highlights. Was not really happy with the score lines though. Most of them were either
I
a
know.
draw, or maybe we lost couple of games and we won couple of games. But yeah,
Mhm.
let's make sure we keep on following all the games from today onwards.
And I'm really glad you're well now and you're back on the show, so I can share my emotions with someone. It's always good to have a partner on the show. So, Amy, before I go ahead, you saw the match against Chelsea, and I asked you the questions. Guys, please subscribe to our channel and don't forget to turn on the bell icon on the right side of the screen to get the latest notification. So, I want to straight get into this on the Sunday's game. Maybe I am not going to ask you your positive, negative thoughts. I'm just going to ask you what are your takeaways from Chelsea game.
Well, let me tell you just before the game even could start, I was having a conversation with one of my close friends who again seems is a big
Hmm.
Manchester United fan. He just asked me a quick question that what would be the score line. I told him very clearly it would be nil-nil. It'll be just
Hmm.
a draw game as we always been doing throughout the season. It'll be just we'll just try to park the bus. We'll just try to draw the game because if you see after the Tottenham loss, especially we are just trying to do the same thing throughout the entire season. We have drawn against Chelsea at home. We have drawn against Arsenal at home. We have drawn against
Hmm.
Man City at home, against Liverpool.
Correct.
Now there are two
Correct.
sets of United fans. One would be saying, you know what, we at least got 1 point. But we actually are not from that side of the United fans. We want our team to win. I don't want my team to get a single point. I
Exactly.
actually
Exactly. Yeah.
want to see an attacking game, at least a try at the goal. But just having
Hmm.
just parking the bus is not a big. It's not a big team. You just imagine a
Correct.
team like Sheffield United, what their manager would be telling them. Do one thing, just defend from the game one till the last minute. Just keep on defending, and any team would do that. It's not a big thing to defend,
Hmm.
but at
Hmm.
least,
Correct.
especially a team like Manchester United, to have such big stars in the team, and then you want them to at least go and perform and not just keep on defending. So really not happy with what has happened. But yes, as I predicted again, my prediction did come true. It was a nil-nil draw, but end of it, I was not at all happy. Devi. What about you?
Yeah, I feel the same way, bro. Because as you talked about Sheffield United, the example you gave, they will go out defending against top six clubs. Now we've come to that point that our mentality has become of a team like a team who is a mid-table or a team lying at the bottom of the league, who will go and play a defending game and look to hit the other teams on the break. And as you rightly said, after the Tottenham game, our games against Big Six, it seems like Solskjaer is now scared. After what happened at Old Trafford against Tottenham, he's like, "Oh, I'm not going to do that again. I am not going to let that happen again." So he goes out and literally sits out back with six defenders because if you see our four defenders are there, then it's like McTominay and Fred, another two sets of defenders because they offer no creativity. They just stay there and help out our centre backs, and we end up getting a clean sheet. But what's good at that? If you look at the number of points that we have had against top six, is just 5 points, and Man City's got 17 points. That's 12 points they have more than us against top six club. And what is the difference between us and Man City in the Premier League? 12 points. So that's where we are missing, and that's why we are not at the top of the Premier League, and that's why they are winning the league. There is a simple difference, and although like you rightly said, there are two sets of fans, and yes, I do feel the same way. Some are pro Oli and some are Oli out. I am not in either of them, and I know you are not as well. But you know at times when things like these happen, the manager has to be criticized. You back the manager, you support him, but that kind of game is completely not acceptable when you're managing a club like Man United. I am not sure about what his mentality is, what his tactics is, because Eric Bay had a wonderful game in the midweek and he doesn't start him. He starts with Victor Lindelof and Harry Maguire. We all know the problem at the back that we have, and then again he starts with McFred. No, so that's about it. It's really frustrating to see what the way we approach game against Big Six, and it keeps on happening in every game. Now we have next game against Man City, so we will do that same again. That's what I feel. Now, talking on the same lines, I wanted to talk to you about this McFred situation. Now, no wonder, their commitment cannot be doubted. Both these players give their 100%. They're energetic, they're tenacious, their commitment levels are 100%. They give out everything. They put in a tackle. Basically, it's like they're putting in a shift and giving 100%. But my question to you right now is, are they Man United players? Are these kind of players? Because we are now boasting them, praising them. Look at Fred. He's been wonderful the entire season. Yes, I have gone ahead and praised him in a lot of games. And there's no doubting the commitment level, like I said. Both McTominay and Fred, even for Matty Daniel James, they give their 100% on the pitch. But the thing is, they're not good enough. Look at the creativity they offer, number of chances they create. It's next to zero. The creativity level is zero. McTominay, yes, he does score a goal here and there, but what he offers is, next to zero again. Now, when I've seen him play against Leeds United in a couple of games in Southampton, where he's allowed to go forward and drive the ball, he's looked brilliant. But again, when he's sat back, he doesn't look like a defensive midfielder. He offers no creativity. Same is with Fred. Creativity level is zero. He I mean, they just sit back there and put in a shift. Are we that kind of a team who are praising players just because they are putting in a shift? Or we want players like Van der Beek who will offer more, who will, you know, uh, give creativity on the field? Because right now, in terms of creativity, we are only relying on Bruno Fernandes. There's no one else. We are relying to create situations for our strikers. So, what do you think? Do you think this McFred situation, in spite of we praising them, are they good enough to be Man United starting 11 players? I'm not saying they're not good enough to be a Man United players, because I feel that both of them should be on the Man United bench, not starting games week in, week out. That's what I feel. What do you feel?
Well, see, DV, the point over here what I like to make is the problem that we are lacking right now is we don't have much of options. See, the only option
Mhm.
that we have instead of if you keep Fred on bench or if you keep McTominay on bench, either one has to play any of the game. So both of them
Correct.
cannot be on the bench. One has to play. The other
Mhm.
option here is to play Van der Beek, but I don't know if Soldier does not like Van der Beek or what exactly the problem is. But if I tell you very clearly what I've seen of Van der Beek, there is no better player in our team who can play a one-touch game than what he plays.
Correct.
He is
Correct.
superb at that, and he does make efforts. He does make efforts. He does play those crucial through balls, which I don't see the game with McTominay or with Fred. They are very good defensively. They do try to put in an attacking position, but out of 90%, only 10% they succeed. But apart from that, they are completely a defensive player. So I don't consider them as a central midfielder or attacking midfielder. I consider them more of a defensive midfielder. So either Fred or McTominay for me, I don't think they can be a player who can be as good as Carrick or of Paul Scholes. They can just play with Maguire. They can play with Lindelof. They can just have those one or two crucial touch here or there. Maybe the one good thing with McTominay is he does a good fallback. If there is anything that he has to come back, he does come back in the defense. As you said, they're quite energetic, both Fred and McTominay. But for me,
Correct.
as I've been telling in my previous videos as well, for me, Van der Beek deserves a place in the squad. Maybe lack of timing. He does not have time. He's not been given that much of time in the game. But if you see his
Mhm.
overall game, DV, yeah, I would consider him much more better than McTominay. As compared to Daniel James, I would again say yes, McTominay is much better than Daniel James. Daniel James does very good hard work, as you said very correctly. He does keep on running. That's what I see most of him. He keeps on running. Yes, he scored a couple of goals as well. But again, on any given day, if you have a choice of of James and Van der Beek, for me, it is going to be Van der Beek. More or less, as I said, either we have to play Fred or McTominay. That has to be there in the squad. But whenever you see a McFred combination, most of our matches have gone as a draw, and I think so that is going to happen in future as well, until
So,
and unless we don't have an attacking midfielder.
so basically, you're saying you're missing Paul Pogba now.
Well, you can say that we don't have an option right now, but
Yeah. Yeah,
Yes,
because he doesn't play Van der Beek, and Paul Pogba is the only midfielder apart from Bruno and Van der Beek who can create, make things happen on the field. So, yeah, basically, yes, we are missing. We have criticized him so much, but I think that that figure of Paul Pogba is lacking on the pitch. Don't you think?
maybe our criticism worked, Davey. Maybe he might have seen our videos, or maybe he would have gone through a lot of Manchester United fans' videos where they might have criticized him. And it's a completely different Pogba that we see nowadays. It's a
Correct,
completely
correct.
different Pogba. He's attacking. He's taking shots on goal. You can see his goal percentages
Correct.
increase as compared to the last season. So yes, he's
Mm.
doing good. Maybe there's a scare that no other club might take him, or I don't know what that scare is, but that
Yeah.
scare is good for us. So as long as it is working in our way, I'm happy. What do you think about the
Yes.
McFred combination, Divi? It's your favorite combination. You have kept the name McFred itself. So I think so. They are your favorites.
Yeah, I'm like I always say. I mean, see, there is no. I'm not doubting their commitment towards the team. They've been told to do a job and they give the 100% at time. They do it really well. The tenacity is good. Their energy is good. They're really energetic. They can put in a shift and uh, cancel out the opposition's attacking display. So, but I mean, you cannot have two similar kinds of player playing in that position. Now, one has to be a box-to-box player. So either what you do is, if you want to play McFred, well, if you think that's your best combination, you do play them. But do allow McTominay to go forward? You are asking both of them to sit back and literally babysit the center backs. It's not going to work. You are always going to end up getting a nil-nil draw, or maybe the opposition will sneak in with a goal, and you're going to end up with no points at all. That is what is going to happen because people criticize Bruno Fernandes that he goes missing against top six clubs. They put all these stupid stats on social media that Bruno Fernandes has only scored one goal. No, 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 no. It's not Bruno Fernandes. Man United this season against top six has only scored one goal, and that goal has been scored by Bruno Fernandes. That was a penalty. So it's not Bruno Fernandes entirely to be blamed for it because he's isolated. He cannot make things happen every time on his own. He needs support, and most of the times you see him and Rashford are always isolated in big games. That's what we do. We sit back, defend. There is no help to Bruno and Rashford. If Pogba plays, maybe we'll have a bit more attacking display, but otherwise we do this in every game against top six, and that is why we haven't managed to win against a top six club. So like I said, you can play McFred. That's what you think is your best combination, but you have to give one of them a chance to go forward and help out at the attacking midfielder. One of them has to be a box to box midfielder. Both of them cannot sit deep and protect the center backs. That is never going to work out. So I mean, if this will continue against Man City, will drop points. They'll be again 12 points. I mean, they may even end up winning the game. The way they are playing, they are just unbeatable. They're not even drawing games. They're winning games. They are literally smashing the opponents. The last game against West Ham, they were not playing well, but they somehow managed to win because they now have got the winning mentality, the taste of winning every game. So they are looking hungry. They're hungry for success, and that's something which we are lacking. We are happy. Most of our fans are happy with the point. They're like, look what Solskjaer has achieved in a long run. I don't think that all that matters. At times, you know, when the criticism is due, when you success is due, you give them praise them, you give them, praise them on social media. But when there's a criticism due, you have to criticize the manager. That's not acceptable. That performance I will not never accept. That has to improve. Now, there's something I want to quickly bring up because I think we spoke a couple of days back, and you were very keen on speaking about the situation. It's about Anthony Martial. Now, Anthony Martial, when he came to Man United, he was, one regarded as one of the top talents. The way he scored a goal on his debut against Liverpool, and then against Van Hal, under Van Hal, he went on to become our best, signing. And then when Van Hal was sacked under Mourinho, his shirt number was given to Zlatan, and he was not happy with that, and he did not have a good season against under Mourinho, and then slowly and steadily he started to build rapport with Mourinho and again perform, and then again when Solskjaer came in, he was not all that good, but then last season he went on to become a best player of the season, and then again here is a really really bad season. It's I mean, I won't even call a mediocre season. It's been really bad season for Anthony Martial, and more than up in, we call it ups and downs, but more than ups, it's all about downs. And this is only due to his lack of commitment, his intent, his laziness on the pitch. He doesn't want to come back, track back, and help out other players. When you also at times when he goes forward, he tries to dribble too much, tries to do a lot of take-ons, and he's been really good at holding off the ball and giving it to midfielders. But at times, I think his commitment has to be questioned. And the biggest question I want to ask you is it the time for us to move away from Anthony Martial? Should he be sold in summer? I know Man United board really like Martial. The Glazers and Woodward, they don't want to sell Martial unless Martial, forces a move. He won't be sold. But do you think is it time for Man United Anthony Martial to part ways?
See, DV, I'll tell you a very small thing right now. As you said, when he came to Man United, if you see his position was what Rashford's position is right now. So he used to
Correct.
come out from the flanks and then get into the box. So if he's given that position now as
Hmm.
well, he could do wonders. Because if you see, he can come from the flanks and easily get inside the box. But the problem here is where he's lacking right now. Once he's inside the box, he actually does not know when to shoot or maybe when to pass. That is something which is lacking right now. So maybe we can give him one opportunity to maybe give him the same position right now, and maybe we can play Rashford as a center striker, which Rashford would love to do. But if not, if that's not the case, if he's a striker, I think so. It's high time that we sell him. There will be many Man United fans who would be against me. There would be few who would be with me, but it's not about what I like. It's about what the club would require right now.
Correct.
I
That is
may
right.
be wrong. I may be right. I am not the right person to judge that. But as per what I see, DV, I don't see him as a striker. He's good.
Correct.
When he comes from the flanks, he's very good. He comes very beautifully inside the box. But after that, that's the main part. That's where the main part starts. Either you need to shoot or either you need to pass. There are few fans who don't watch the game so very that in detail. But if you just make show them even a single game, they would just say you should have shooted right on target. He just played too much and he just missed the opportunity. And then when you look up to that person, you're like, he just saw one or two games, but he can very easily say what he's doing wrong. And why not the manager? Why not Ole Gunnar Solskjaer
Correct.
is not able to see that?
Correct.
So, and you see the difference in Cavani. When you see Cavani play, when Marcel is not playing, the run that he
Hmm.
takes, the dominance that a striker should have inside a box, he makes the defender work here and there, which Martial does not do. He's
Correct.
ready to
Correct.
take those runs. He's ready to come back when it is
Mm-hmm.
required. But Martial wants the ball right at his leg. Even an inch here or there, he's not happy with the pass. He's not going to take that run.
Uh,
So either he has to be quite alert right now, or better he goes back and plays PlayStation, because that's the only way you press a triangle and you get a through ball right at your feet. Because there are going to be chances when you're not going to get the ball, but that's what your duty is. You need to take
uh,
those runs. uh, More or less coming back to square one. I think so. He should leave the club. It's a high time that we look for a better striker.
mm, mm,
It's not that he's not a good striker. He's a good player, but for me, he's not a number 10 or a number 11 that I see in my squad. He could be, as I said, very good again on the flanks, but not inside the box. So I would like someone like a Rashford who could take a strike at the goal. There is power, there is accuracy when Rashford strikes, which is lacking in case of Martial. So it's a good. His age is a very positive for us, DV right now. It's 25. So if we sell him at a very decent club or a good club, we can get a good amount of pay that we can get from him. And as you said,
mm.
you made it very clear to me, his wages are very high. So that is something
Yeah,
which
yeah.
we can save out, and
250
we
grand
can
a
get a
week.
quality striker in case of Martial.
Yeah.
So again, no harsh feelings for any Man United fans, but I don't want him at the club. What do you say about it?
The interesting fact you pointed out that when he plays from the flanks, he cuts in and crosses and shoots, and we've seen a lot of him doing that. The thing here is that Martial himself has come out and said that he likes playing as a number nine. That's his preferred position. So when Solskjaer came in, that he used to play Martial on the left and Lukaku was a striker. And when Lukaku was sold in summer, Martial wanted that number nine shirt. He took the number nine shirt and he wanted to play as a striker. And he did well. I mean, he scored 17 goals in the league.
Absolutely.
in the entire season. He scored 24 goals, so he did really well. And there's I most of the times I agree with you, but I will never let anyone take that left hand side position apart from Rashford. He kills it. He is really, yeah, at times he does it too much, and but I really like him at that left wing. He really is amazing in that left hand. Now, if you ask me, the thing is, Woodward and Glazers, they do not want to sell Martial. Under Mourinho, he wanted to sell Martial and get in Ivan Perisic because Perisic was a traditional winger, and maybe he was right, but that was not the right time to sell Martial because Martial was young and talented, and he was, lighting up with goals. But if you ask me right now, we should not go out and out sell Martial. But if Martial wants to leave, I don't think he should be stopped. The problem here is, he's first of all he's on 250 grand a week. He has 3 years left on his contract. Man United will easily want anywhere between 70 to 80 million. Does any club in this situation have that kind of money? I don't think so. And Anthony Martial is nobody's first preference. Yes, a club like Dortmund or maybe Sevilla would take him, but he would never be their first preference. They would never pay that crazy money. They are not those kind of clubs. And I don't think Barcelona or Real Madrid or you know club like PSG may or Juventus may want that. But again, Juventus don't have the money. They are struggling to pay Ronaldo's wages. They desperately want Pogba, but they don't have the money to sign him. So most of the clubs are struggling to get the transfers done. The only logical thing we could do is, if a club like PSG or a Juventus, wants to sign Martial, we could either do a swap deal with them, wherein get in a center back. Juventus and PSG both have good center backs, but I'm doubtful that they would want their best players to go other way because Juventus we are offered the swap deals because they wanted to give us Douglas Costa, Aaron Ramsey for Pogba, and we declined it. And I'm really happy with that because if you are doing a swap deal, with Juventus, you shouldn't be asking for any other player apart from Ronaldo or Bentancur because I don't think there's any other, or maybe Matthias Delit. But yeah, coming back to Martial's situation, yes, if there is an opportunity, there for Martial to leave and he wants to go, and if there is a money coming in, a decent amount of money, so we should let him go and maybe sign a striker because here's a good thing that you said that we have to sign a striker in summer. Laurie Whitwell from Athletic said that Man United's top targets in the summer transfer window are going to be a centre back and a striker. They will give Cavani another contract extension, but they do want an outer striker. That is Man United's preferred position. They wanted Sancho, but they have now moved on from Sancho and they want a outer striker. And Erling Haaland is their target. And I'm not sure how that is accurate and whether we are able to do that is not time to talk right now about. But yes, that is a priority. So yes, Martial, yes, if he wants to go, let him go, no problem. If you're getting a good deal out of it, and because if you see, Cavani was injured against Chelsea, but Solskjaer still didn't start Martial. He put him on the bench. He started James ahead of him. So Solskjaer does have doubts on Martial because if Cavani is not playing, if I was the manager, I would want Martial on the pitch, but he doesn't trust him. So I'm not sure how long this is going to continue. If he doesn't get running games, he may ask his agent to look for a move. Maybe if it works good for both of us, but Man United and Martial, we can let him go. I still believe there's a lot that Martial has to offer, but yeah, let's see what happens. Now, the big question. Yeah, we've got a game tomorrow against Crystal Palace. We did lose against them at Old Trafford, the first game of the season, 3-1. It was a horror show, pathetic performance by us at Old Trafford. Now this time we are playing away, and interesting fact that this game he might start Eric Bailly. Not sure about Van der Beek, but Eric Bailly may start. So I want to ask you first, what do you think will be our starting lineup, formation, and scoreline? I'm going to ask you three questions in one question: formation, starting lineup, and scoreline predictions.
DB, I would like to start with 4-3-1-2 because
Mhm.
since we are talking about Van de Beek, so I would like to see him play. At goal, I would start with David De Gea. Our right back would be, there's no other option other than wan-bissaka. There's no one who can substitute him. Uh, yes, I do want Eric Bailly to start along with Maguire. and left back with Luke Shaw. More or less, how much ever we speak, I would like to see more or less of a McFred combination again. With but just making sure that has to be with Donny van der Beek. And
Correct.
Bruno Fernandes again would be my attacking midfielder, and Rashford and Greenwood, the strikers for
Hmm.
me. So it would be more or less both. If you see, since we have McFred, we will have more of a defensive as well. Since we have Van der
Hmm.
Beek and Bruno Fernandes, so more of an attacking as well, along with Rashford and Greenwood. So more or less, this will be much of a balanced team, looking at the attack as well as at the defensive side, both at the same time. Uh,
Hmm.
the scoreline prediction, DV, the way we are conceding goals right now, I think so it would be a 2-1 victory for us. Hope so that still remains and not a nil-nil draw or maybe on the losing side. So 2-1 victory for us, DV. For me, it would be Bruno and Rashford who would score for us. What do you think, DV?
Okay, for see, I'm going to the formation. I'm going to say what I want, and I'm going to talk about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's formation. So if you ask me, I would go with David Dyer in the goal. There's no point debating on that. That is always going to be David Dyer. Wan-bissaka for me, Eric Bailly, Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw on the left. I would have Nemanja Matic and Van der Beek starting in that mid. I would have Bruno as the attacking midfielder, Greenwood on the right, Rashford on the left, and I will give Marshall a chance to play the number 9. Let's see what he does because you never know. He may because we need someone. Rashford I want on the left. I do not want Rashford to play any other position because he kills there. He just you know makes defender. Defenders. He literally kills the defenders. And I really like him in that position. So I do not want Rashford to play in another position. Left hand side Rashford for me. Right hand side Greenwood. He's impressed me whenever he's had the ball because we don't get to see much of Greenwood because he gets isolated a lot of times. So if he's on the ball, he's really good. He's really good with shooting, dribbling. So let's give him some game time, get him some confidence. Martial as my striker. Now, what Ole would start, I'll tell you. And this is going to happen. He's going to start the back four will be same. Apart from Lindelof, he'll start. Apart from Bay, he'll start Lindelof. He will not start McFred. He will start Matic, and one will be either Fred or McTominay. So he'll start Matic. He'll give Matic a game, and along with them, along with Matic, he'll start either McTominay or Fred. Bruno will be attacking midfielder. There'll be Greenwood on the left, Greenwood on the right, James on the left, and Rashford as the striker. That's what he's going to do, and I can guarantee you that this is what he's actually going to do. Yes, we will win the game, maybe a 1-0 or 2-0. And Bruno Fernandes is going to score. Maybe Rashford, if we score a second goal, it will be Rashford. But I don't think I'm not expecting much from this team. You know, it's not. I'm not blaming the team because what I feel is this team can do much better than what he's done. Yes, we are second in the league, but I think we should. The 12-point difference shouldn't be there. It should be a 2 or 3 point. We've done very poorly in this January and February, especially after going on top and bottling it against Sheffield United and West Bromwich Albion, where we should have got all 3 points. We really did bad, and I don't expect much. Yes, we may end up winning, but it's not going to be more than 1-0. I'll be surprised if we win 2-0. It's unless South Crystal Palace play really really bad. And yeah, that's all about it. That's all I want to talk. Anything that you want to add up for tomorrow's game?
Well, it will be an interesting lineup, DV, because Solskjaer would also be having in mind that we have a big game on the weekend against Man City. So he may be
Correct,
looking
correct.
to rest a couple of players here or there. Maybe he might try to rest Bruno as well at the starting in the
Mm-hmm.
starting half. He may get
Mm-hmm.
James instead of Bruno. He may try
He
doing that
won't.
because see, ultimately he knows that this
Mm-hmm.
team is incomplete without Bruno Fernandes. He knows that very well, and there's nothing much to offer without Bruno Fernandes. But as I said, he would also have something back on his mind that we have a very big game against Man City on the weekend. So he may try to rest, maybe like
Mm-hmm.
Lindelof or maybe like a Maguire and maybe play Eric Bailly. So Bailly should get a chance. He may get a chance. I want him to see in the squad. And I so do want to see Donny van der Beek as well. Rest it's let's hope that we don't end this game as a draw because these are
Mm-hmm.
all crucial games, DV. All these games against Sheffield
Correct,
United,
correct.
West
Yeah,
Brom,
yeah.
Crystal Palace. These are the games which we need to win and at least make sure
Win.
that we get 3 points out of it. Losing out of Sheffield is where I feel was a very a bad start for us because from there onwards we started losing all matches,
Correct,
starting
correct.
to
Points.
draw
Yeah.
games. and that was something which happened very wrong. So that is something which we need to
It killed the
correct.
momentum basically. It killed our momentum. Yeah.
It's a very big change of momentum. A team which is on the 20th on the league table, the last, in fact, on the league table, they are, they are winning against you, and you were right on top at that time. So that does play on your mind at times as well. Does it for the player. Now it all depends on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Now it's as I said in my previous videos as well. It's enough of defense. We have done a lot of defense. Let us attack. Let us show that we can attack. And we are a team who has scored 8 goals or 9 goals, irrespective that be a red card of the opposition or not. If we can score 9 goals or 8 goals, DV, I don't think so. Scoring a couple of goals would be a big difference. So let's hope that we win. We end up on a winning note. That's what I would like to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, guys, thank you very much for watching this show, and we'll be back the weekend for the maybe for the Man City game. Either we'll do the preview or the post-match show. Thank you very much, AB, and good to see you on the show, mate. It was really nice having you on the show. Thank you guys for watching this, and you take care of yourselves. Bye for now.
Bye.